All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Channel 6 Community Focus. I'm Kenny Fogle, your host. Glad you could be with us tonight. It's countdown to Election Day. That's November the 6th, Tuesday, November the 6th. That's the day when you get your chance to go out and have your say about government. And our job here is to tell you who the candidates are, what they stand for, and a little bit about them. So if you listen up for a few minutes, we're going to do our best to do our job, and hopefully you do your job on the 6th of November. We've got with us today Mr. Bernard Ice. Bernard Ice been the magistrate down in District Number 3 for
That's correct.
for a few number of years now, I guess.
33.
33 years. You must like it.
I do like it. I enjoy helping people.
Well, you've been you retired from GE several years ago.
I retired 18 years ago
18?
after 37 years.
Now, I can remember the day you tell me you was retiring. It don't seem like it's been no 18
It
years.
seemed like yesterday, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Actually, the office of magistrate seemed like yesterday I started on that. This flew by.
Well, you were doing the magistrate job while you're working at GE. Did you find that to be a problem?
None whatsoever.
So
I never missed a meeting because of my work. The company
Yeah.
allowed me. I used to take my vacation days.
Yeah.
There's never a problem.
yeah, well, that's good. I'm always curious how a lot of companies would look at that. So.
The company said they encourage people to get involved in politics. They know how much time it takes normally. Don't abuse it. Take all the time you need. Just don't abuse it. And they were very gracious.
Well, before we get into the issues of today, SC, 30-some years ago, what were the issues you were looking at more so than anything?
I tell you, one of the biggest things for me actually then was the roads. Roads and city water. Even myself didn't have city water, and the people actually the farm that feeds Central Lake didn't have city water. That was one of the big issues, and most people, including my family, my mother, dad, and all of my area, was no blacktop roads. The
Yeah.
money was pretty short back then. I can proudly say it took me 30 years. I don't have anyone living on a gravel road anymore.
So you've seen a lot of changes.
Major changes.
That's what I'm saying. Nelson County doesn't look anything like it did back then.
None whatsoever. And the only jobs here, reason I wound up at GE, because really there was no jobs here to do.
Yeah.
I worked at Heaven Hill part-time when I first got out of high school, and I was laid off out there in December '63 and applied to GE and got hired in January '64 and stayed there. Well, half my class seemed to be down there, either International or Ford or GE. There was just no job available. So, being elected office, you really notice all those things that wasn't available we have now. It's like city water. Everybody in my district,
Yeah, you can't imagine not having it.
right, and of course we paid for it. It's not a problem, but anybody that wanted water, it's available. It's not. It's out there.
Yeah.
99% of the people had city water.
Yeah, well, the population has boomed considerably,
Absolutely.
I'd say, since in the last 30 years. We're about 50, 60,000 of them. I think somewhere in that neighborhood. Close to that now, I think.
No, I think it's a little of we're somewhere around 45,000.
45, okay. Well,
It's
maybe I'm thinking a year or two ahead, but
It's actually the population doubled since I've been in office. And I see the growth. The big thing I see is really not the jobs here. That's one thing we really focus on. So I've been in office. We want to do everything we could to encourage getting new factories here, but not
Yeah.
only that, help the existing factories. We've done a lot of that as fiscal court.
well, 30-some years ago, I'd say you probably knew every single person in your district.
I knew a lot of them in the rural area. Not everybody, but they either knew me or knew my family.
Yeah, so now you go. I know you're still going door to door because I've seen you out doing it. So, you meeting a lot of new people, or just are you revisiting some old friends?
Well, I'm actually doing both. I'm meeting new people, and I'm listening to a lot of the old friends. A lot of them say, well, why are you coming out knocking on doors? That's, well, I want to meet the people. People
Yeah.
have been super nice, so I really enjoy meeting the people. And any issues they may have, some people new don't know what a magistrate does,
Yeah.
don't have a clue, and I explain basically what we do, and they
What are the issues that people are talking about, and what do you think? The issues right now of today that we should be focusing on?
keep Nelson County moving forward like we got it going right now. Keep the jobs coming here, make this work together, city, county government. The reason I'm saying that, the big thing is really exciting I heard the new Japanese facility when broke ground.
Takigawa, I believe it is.
Takigawa.
Something like it.
But anyway, that's the first location I ever had in United States. And the guy, CEO, whatever his name was, I don't remember his name, he said, I think it was 120 locations he looked at in the United States. He narrowed it down to 5.
Yeah.
When he got it down to 5, he finally chose Bardstown. He said, for one big reason, I'm going to tell you folks, city and county government welcomed us here. They work with us, and that's what we want to be, where people want us, and they're so happy to be here because they're moving their families here.
Yeah.
So I felt really good about that.
So again, obviously, when you go out as being an elected official, you've had to make decisions over the years that probably upset a few people. So I'm sure when you go knocking on the doors, you run into one or two upset people every now and then. How do you handle that when you talk to them?
Well, if I rarely do that, rarely run across anybody upset. If I
Yeah.
do, I explain them to them why, and sometimes they don't really understand why. Why do you tell me that? I say, anytime, feel free to call me. I go through whatever reason you have an issue, because I can't go back and talk to all the people I represent. I represent several thousand people.
Yeah.
And I always, my card, a calling card, I leave my number's always on that. I say, here's my number. If you have any issues, give me a call.
Road issues. I know you mentioned roads, or you got all blacktop roads now in your district. Is that a
Every road that somebody actually lives on is a blacktop road. They don't have any gravel roads that actually anybody lives on. And the other roads are chip seal, which is a pretty good way to do those.
So I guess talking to somebody that's been there a while, I mean, budget-wise, I mean, what do we look like in the budget? Are we pretty healthy? I mean,
Due to the growth in this community, we're pretty real healthy. I don't remember what the budget was when we started, but yes, we were able to do things we weren't able to do years ago because it was very tight on money. When it's a house like the Dean Watts Park, we was able to put in things like that. When I first started, we one year about zero in the budget, was nothing in there for recreation because there was no money to be had.
yeah.
So today we got enough money. We do things like what we're doing on the courthouse center now. We're spending quite a bit of money restoring that courthouse. Well, back in the old days, we would probably never would do that. So, so we've got money to work with.
Yeah, I know you're one that's reluctant to raise taxes, but obviously money's going to come from somewhere. So where's the revenue really coming in from?
It's a growth. Actually, we've not raised the base. 14.3 has been that way, God, I don't know how many years now.
Yeah.
What has happened, now we don't set what the cost is for a house. That's done by PVA, that's the state office.
Right.
And the growth and the economy brought those houses up. All the property, tremendous. There's a lot more developed in this community.
Yeah, when people start here talking about county, you hear people talk about planning and zoning, you hear people talk about issues like that. Now, you see all those things have been working pretty well right now, or what's going on?
Things are working really well. It seems like every year it's political rhetoric. They want to change planning and zoning. And I explained to people sometimes what it was prior to planning and zoning. They didn't realize, is it perfect? Absolutely not. You could not make it perfect because it's pretty broad, pretty tough to deal with.
Yeah. So again, working with the county, you see the budget looking pretty good right now. I know you see a lot of the positives going on, but does there things need to be changed? I mean, you've seen it long enough. You probably know more than anybody where our flaws are, if we have any. I mean, or basically you think we look pretty good right now?
We look overall real good. You know, you keep hearing people, some of the opposition says we should have night meetings. We tried that twice. It didn't work. Nobody came. Hardly anybody came. And not only that, you got the people from the county government that works every day like we all did. They don't want to come back at night, have to spend time there. And if you got an issue, most time people will show up. Or they call one of us. They got an issue, they don't have to come to court. They'll call you personally, which that's good. I'm glad to do that.
Now, fiscal court. Now, you've got your mission, but obviously the mission expands pretty much. You got a jail to think about. You got obviously you have some relationship with the sheriff's office. So, what are the issues that's going to be hitting us up pretty quick? I know we talk about a new jail. Are we definitely going to be looking at that?
I think we do, but I don't know how quick because that's really expensive to do. I don't know how many dollars. You're talking about multi-million dollars. I don't know how many. And you know, the laws change a lot in the legislature, so you're really not sure. Are they going to change something to do this? You hear a lot of rumors.
Yeah.
Do we need extra jail space? Yesterday, I think it was 160 people we had in our jail yesterday.
And it only holds
103, I think.
103, so we pretty much double almost.
But you know, this drug epidemic has really caused problems.
Yeah.
I think the jailer says 99% of the people in the jail is drugs one way or the other, not necessarily take them, but you know, crime, they committed, stealing to get drug money. Hopefully somebody will come up with something magic. It's not only our problem, it's a nationwide problem.
Yeah.
And what you read in other communities, ours is bad, but it's a lot worse in other communities. So the jail is something will happen, don't know when. Nothing soon, put it that way. One of the biggest things we're getting ready to do, which we already work in progress doing, is expand the landfill, none of sale. It's the preliminaries have been done. That's a long, drawn-out affair to get all the. That's one of the big things we'll be coming along, which is real critical of our community. and try to keep the prices as reasonable as you can to make that thing work efficient.
Okay. Well, the other issues you got, I know you all got involved this year at the Stephen Foster Drama Association trying to save the drama. And with pictures I've seen, they've already pretty much tore everything down, ready to rebuild down there.
They're ready to rebuild, and basically all fiscal court is facilitating that. They're not actually using taxpayers' money as such. But most of this money, in fact, all the money has been donated. What the county is doing, using in-kind labor, like we go down there and haul the rubbish off and take it to the landfill, those kind of things. But for it coming directly funded from taxpayers, not. We feel like it's an absolutely necessary to keep the drama. Because the drama is Bardstown. The drama has been around as long as I've been around. Basically, well, when I was in high school, we went over there. We went on a field trip over there, and they were actually cutting the right of way where the drama set back when I was in high school. So it's been around. To me, it is Bardstown. So we got to keep it, whatever it takes.
Well, you got some issues obviously directly affecting your district. You know, I know there's a talk of a bypass coming through there at some point. Who knew? I mean, they've been talking about that for around 20 or 30 years now.
That's true.
Got a new quarry coming in out there that's going to change some of the traffic patterns. So how are you tackling those things?
You know, we have the public hearings. You know, it's almost a state issue more than it is county issue. We're involved in it, but not a lot. We won't be making decisions where the route is.
Yeah.
You kind of just keep up what's happening on that. It's something that needs to be done quickly, but it's not going to happen that quick because all this truck traffic coming through Bardstown it's going to create a bigger problem. You know, it's already a problem downtown, but all the trucks, including the blacktop, they're going to be going out through this fall. So that's going to compound the traffic issues in Bardstown. And who knows what the concrete company may also go out there. And it's going to be a really headache in Bardstown. Even what I understand, in the best scenario, if you started, which you are doing it now, planning and doing all the environmental studies, it's still 6 years away.
Yeah.
That's a long time with a lot of traffic in town.
So again, you know, you've been doing this long enough. People know pretty much who Bernard Ice is and what you've done. I mean, it's kind of hard to not know that if you've been around for a while. So is there anything we need to let the voters know today that you really think they don't know about you, or you really like to let them know?
I don't know anything they really don't know about me because I've been around for a long time. I just want to keep on moving Nelson County, Bardstown and Nelson County forward, keep working the county and city working together. And because that's a big key element when you get new industry in here, or the track industry, local governments working together.
Yeah.
And I want to continue that.
All right. Well, Bernard, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come in here. I know you're busy, even though you're retired. I think you stayed from every time I talk to you, you do a little farming or do a little something.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, I still farm. I run beef cattle, and I don't do it full time, just a good hobby.
Yeah.
I guess you say, but I still enjoy doing it.
Yeah, it just keeps you busy. That's
Yes,
the
it
main
does.
thing. So, well, again, I appreciate you taking the time coming here and being
thank
with
you.
us. And
Appreciate your time and the TV stations for inviting us in.
well, thank you very much for, like I say, people always thank people for their service, and I do. Like I said, people don't realize how much time and effort and skin you've put into the game when you get into public service. When you're right out there in the public, people don't realize it's a little more stressful than it looks. I mean, because
it really is, but it's a job I thoroughly enjoy. If I didn't really enjoy it, I wouldn't be doing it.
Okay. Well,
I see problems out there, and I'm able to help to solve those problems.
Okay, well, good luck, and appreciate you being here, and appreciate you tuning in. Stick around. We have a lot more to come, and again, we're going to be talking about this over the next few weeks, November 6th. I'm going to keep badgering and saying, you need to show up on Election Day because it's very important. It's one of the most patriotic things you can do. Paying your taxes and all this other stuff is great too, but you got to vote, and it's free. All you got to do is show up. So again, stick around. Bernard Ice here, Magistrate District number 3 will be on the ballot, and give them a look, and hope you appreciate tuning in to us today, and we'll be back right after these messages.